Father John Schlegel grew up one of 6 children in Dubuque, Iowa, where he had a typical Midwestern childhood. He remembers one activity with special fondness.
My real love growing up was the Boy Scouts. I had a tremendously successful experience with the Boy Scouts. Some of my greatest early mentors and role models were my Scoutmasters and the folks I ran into in the scouting organizations.
The Boy Scouts is on a long list of organizations the former Eagle Scout supports. Father Schlegel was named Exarban's most honored citizen and has received numerous other awards and honors. The future Jesuit went to St. Louis University and earned bachelor's and master's degrees. His career goals were to be a lawyer, followed by service in the Peace Corps and perhaps public office. But he changed his mind and was ordained in 1973 after earning a degree in theology from the University of London. Father Schlegel then pursued a doctorate from Oxford University.
I was very lucky in the quality of education that the Jesuits allowed me to pursue. I could do just about anything.
In 1976, he joined Creighton as a teacher. A series of administrative positions at colleges and universities led to the University of San Francisco, where he became president in 1991. 9 years later, he returned to Omaha.
The decision to leave San Francisco for Omaha, in all deference to this wonderful city, was made leaving academic institutions. I could easily leave the University of San Francisco to come to Creighton. I have a long-going passion for this institution, and that really triggered the decision. I like to say I gave up Sausalito for Council Bluffs, and people get a sort of a smile out of that, but that was sort of it. I am a Midwesterner, and I love the values of the Midwest. I love the people of the Midwest. I love our lifestyle. I like the way you can be yourself out here and get a job done.
Father Schlegel arrived as Creighton's president with clear objectives.
I was really focused on the diversity issue and how Creighton could become a much more diverse student population than it was in 2000. And today, 1 in 4 students is a student from underrepresented groups. We've achieved our 25%, although I didn't have a quota for myself. I did aim sort of at the 20%. We also looked at a different demographic for students. We saw that the student demographics in the upper Midwest and the Rust Belt were diminishing and would be for the foreseeable future. So we put together a strategy to really recruit outside of Nebraska. And today we sit 62% of Creighton students are not Nebraska citizens.
Enrollment increased to a record 7,660 students last fall. 57 new degree programs emerged. A fundraising campaign that ended in 2010 raised a record $470 million, and students found themselves on a bigger, better campus. Father Schlegel has been active in forging ties with the community and oversaw a campus master plan that poured $800 million annually into the local economy as Creighton enlarged its campus by 40 acres and started ambitious building projects for living, learning, and athletics. He led Creighton's role in the city's urban renewal.
I wanted Creighton to be seen as a real participant in the renaissance of downtown Omaha. When I got back in 2000, Conagra was finished, the First National Bank was just coming out of the ground, the World Herald building was finished, Quest Center had just passed the referendum. So I figured this was a great time for us to move east as well. And I think we've done that in sync with the city pretty effectively.
It hasn't been easy to oversee Creighton's $400 million budget in a down economy.
Given the economy of the last decade, higher education was, I think, one of the more troubled businesses out there because we are so sort of client-driven. I mean, our students have to come and pay their tuition and fees, and when they don't come, the revenue doesn't come. So we had to do, as I mentioned earlier, a very strategic plan in terms of enrollment management and student recruitment and watching the increase in our tuitions.
After a decade leading Creighton to greater heights, Father Schlegel has announced his retirement.
My advice to my successor, and now twice over, is simply be yourself. Go with your gut instincts, take your vision and your passion, and do what you feel you want to do. Don't imitate what I've done before you. I did not imitate what Father Morrison did before me. I think you hire people, as I hire people, for their good judgment and their abilities, and get out of their way.
Perhaps he'll have more time for fishing or for his hobby as a gourmet cook.
Retirement for me is basically an opportunity to refire. And so I'm going to, at this point, I'm really not sure. I think it's going to be a more pastoral position. Could be a hospital chaplain, could be a parish priest, could be somebody in campus ministry at a state school or one of our institutions. I just know this, that I joined the Jesuits 47 years ago to save souls. So I'm going to start doing that again, beginning with my own.
For providing a decade of leadership that has led to the revitalization of an institution and neighborhood important to Omaha's economic vitality, we welcome to the Omaha Business Hall of Fame the Reverend John P. Schlegel, S.J.